Last episode, we witnessed some incredible heartbreak once again against the Houston Rockets, losing that game 158 to 159 right after beating them by 3 on our home courts. We coming off a win against the Memphis Grizzlies now, entering this episode 4th in the conference, 5th in the power rankings. We are 4 games back from Houston, who currently leads the Western Conference, and we are 7-3 in our last 10. We are one of the best three-point shooting teams this season, one of the best offensive teams this year, but still have a couple teams ahead of us in the playoff picture. We are about a week and a half away from this year's trade deadline. I don't foresee a move being made. I think we have the team to kind of turn this thing around and get us back to a top 2 seed by year's end. We're approaching the All-Star break, and I think I want to watch a game later on in March against the Portland Trail Blazers because they are currently 31-13, good for second place as of right now in the West, and we have not watched a game against them in quite some time. But 43 games into our season, we have seen the usual suspects, John Cobb, Kylan Moore, and David Dennis all play some very good basketball, though at sometimes inconsistently. But we have had many players struggle from the field. Anderson, who we acquired a couple weeks ago in the universe, has only shot 37% from the field. We mainly got him to help out with our rebounding and play some of that power forward spot as a starter, but he's got to shoot better than this as a big, otherwise this is going to be another one of my failed trades. We've also seen rookie point guard Anders Anderson struggle from the field, only 34% from the field and 25% from downtown. We have started Mullen at the 2 for a good amount of the year, and he's been one of our best offensive players, shooting over 52% from the field and 45% from downtown, only behind John Cobb on the roster. But Davion Mitchell, one of our free agent signings, has not been good this year. McDaniels has been in and out of our rotation. Herb Jones got off to a slow start, but has pulled his numbers up a little bit over the last month or so. 3-pointers are online for him as of right now, and he's going to keep that rotation spot, at least for right now. But we're going to move Dylan Young back to that backup point guard role. And after what Gary Trent did in that Rockets game, missing those 2 crunch time free throws, I think his rotation spot is still up for grabs if anybody else wants to outplay him. But we're going to go to this lineup for now. 10 deep, no longer 11 deep, with Jalen Williams coming off our bench, Dylan Young in that full point guard role behind Dennis, Gary Trent 15 minutes, and then Mobley as the backup center. And hopefully we can start to turn the tide here and really pick things up. We start off with a very close one, in fact, a fourth quarter comeback here against the Indiana Pacers, with 32-16 for Kylan Moore on good shooting, John Cobb 25, Mullen 18 points on 6 for 10 shooting. Anders Sundin goes 0 for 8, and I have taken him completely out of our priorities. I'm not sure how he's still getting that many touches. I might have just to lower his touch tendency for now and just hopefully rely on the rebounding, because this is really not doing it for me. So if we go to touch tendency, we go to Sundin, it's at 65, but I think it's going to be even lower. It's not like his shot tendencies themselves are that high, so if we can lower his touches, he should be getting less and less looks. So we're going to edit this, and I'll just put it down. I'll put it down to like 45 for now. Also, somebody in the comments gave me a good tip to lower the triple threat idle tendency here in the tendency view for pretty much the entire league. So I'm going to go ahead and lower that for every player. And that should get rid of some of those plays where a guy is just kind of standing still for a whole possession, not really doing anything. So if I could find that again, then I will lower that. I'm not even sure by how much. I'll probably just do like lower it by 15 for now and see if that has a major impact. Here we go. Triple threat idle. I'll just lower this. I'll do it by 10. That'll give a lot of guys 0. But we'll do 10 for now. And then go from there. And going back to talking about this roster, some folks think that we should probably not be playing Mullen to close games because he is kind of a defensive liability. And I think there is some truth in that. So I think I would rather maybe play Dylan Young late in games or play Herb Jones late in games and give him more of that kind of closing fourth quarter role. I think that makes sense. So we'll take those minutes away, and we'll give Mullen some time at shooting guard instead to kind of keep those minutes fairly even for him. Back to some simulation, and we lose our next game against the Cavaliers by 5 points at home. 31-12 for Kylan Moore. John Cobb 1 for 6 from downtown. Dennis 2 for 8. Threes were not falling for us in this game. We shoot 26% from downtown. Despite 37 for Zach Webb, we take down Brooklyn behind 31 from Dylan Young off our bench. 12 for 17, mostly just scoring. This has got to be his best offensive game of the year. 31 is his season high, but I forgot that he had a 47-point game at some points. That was a couple years ago, I think. We just absolutely beat the brakes off of Golden State. 32 or more points in every quarter in this one. Kylan Moore having quite a stretch of basketball. His last several games, his last 4 have all been 26 points or more double-doubles. And he's really not shot the ball poorly in any of those games. 35-11 here. Cobb drops 30 on 10 for 18 shooting. Dennis, Mullen, Young in double figures. Sundin only 4 shots. That's more like it. He goes 2 for 4. Nobody gets more than 20 on the Golden State roster. And coming off a win against San Antonio, we have a big injury to our bench rotation. Dylan Young is going to miss multiple weeks with a pulled right calf muscle, and we're going to be forced to bring somebody else in. And that will give a chance to Davian Mitchell to once again make up for his poor play to open the year. He'll get 18 minutes at point guard, and we'll give those small 4 minutes to Herb Jones there at the end of the third, start of the fourth, and he'll still play to close out games. But hopefully Young can come back soon because he was playing pretty well point. Now we get just our second game against Portland here all year long. They won the first matchup 121-109. So they do lead the season series, but we have 2 more games, both at home against these guys, and a chance to get a tiebreaker up over them if we can win both games. We're off to a solid start here in the first. Portland climbing back here in the second. And they nearly take the lead there in the third quarter. In fact, they will now. Third quarter's going their way. And they're trying to pull away here before the fourth quarter. Extending their lead. Back-to-back poor offensive quarters after a great start for us. And now trailing by double digits, time winding away, and Portland is going to take the season series with 2 double-digit wins against us as we will enter the trade deadline with a loss. 38-10 for Kylan Moore, 3 steals, but Cobb shot the ball poorly, only 5 for 18, and only 3 players scored double figures. Jalen Williams goes 0 for 6. And the bench did not shoot very well at all. A lot of players just let us down here. Good defense, I guess, by Portland. 25 for Scoot. And there have been rumors about Ethan Love potentially being moved at the deadline this year. And despite not having a good year himself overall from the field, he did play well here in this one, well enough to win. Man, we are typically seeing the teams that are beating us get a lot more players score double figures than we have ourselves. In fact, Scoot Henderson fouled out in this game, and they still won pretty handily. We only have one more game against them. It comes on March 10th. It's still going to be a key game, but they will have the tiebreaker over us if we have the same record. We are still 7-3 here in our last 10 games, but we enter the deadline 4.5 games back from the Rockets. Portland's still 2 games up on us as well, so this next matchup will be a pretty pivotal point, I think, in the rest of our season. That's about halfway between now and the end of our season. So if we're going to make a move, here's our last chance. Sundin's numbers have only gone down from the field as of late. Davion Mitchell still at like 35%. Who do we move and who do we bring in? We have a lot of bench players and one starter not shooting very well. This does not give me a lot of confidence if we were to go into the playoffs right now to get past like round 2. I think we gotta find a move to make, but it's gotta be for a guy that can shoot the ball, hopefully better than Mitchell. And I think maybe going after a point guard that's a bit taller and more reliable shooting wise, that can also pass, would be the ideal player for us to go after. I think we're going to have to play Gary Trent, even though he lost us that game against Houston, both on the free throws and on defense on the play afterwards. He has been one of our best shooters off our bench, and he's got to be out there, probably more than he is right now. I'll probably make that change soon. And even though Dylan Young is a pretty serviceable backup point guard, he's still going to be out for about a month. And so we could also use just a better passer there in general. And I think that's going to be my target here at this deadline. And as of late, Kylan Moore has now surpassed John Cobb for the leading scorer on this team for the first time in a while. Despite Cobb shooting better from the field, Moore just playing better lately and shooting better as well. Anthony Edwards is still putting up 38 points per game. He's only playing 35 minutes a game. That is just, I've never seen anything quite like this. And the next highest player is Deion York at 29. Man, this is actually insane, but I would rather take this than having nobody over 30. But a lot of guys at like 29, 28. I think this is just better. There's always going to be a guy in the modern NBA shooting more than, or scoring more than 30 points per game. So he's just in for one of the most impressive offensive years you will ever see. So we'll keep tabs on that as that continues. Moore and Cobb, both top 5 in scoring. But let's take a look at some of the top passers and hopefully find a guy that we can trust off our bench that can shoot the ball fairly well, that is probably on a losing team. It also has to be a trade target that we can actually afford. I would love to get somebody like Nikola Topic, who's on the Cavs, who are below 500. He's only started 10 games, but he's scoring at will off the bench, just below 6 assists per game. He's a 6'7" point guard, a playmaking inside-out scorer. Has not shot the ball incredibly well from the field, but he's been a positive player, and he's been better than we've seen Davion Mitchell play, that's for sure. But I want to find a cheaper contract. I think I have my sights set right now on Jalen Hood-Schifino, who has put up 10 points per game, 5 assists per game, coming off the bench. Shooting 45% from the field, 37-38 from downtown is definitely ideal. And the Lakers have been terrible each and every year of the franchise. We're going to try and strike a deal for him. He is making about $15.5 million a season over the next 2 seasons. So we might have to give up more than we probably would think here. But we have a couple guys on some contracts similar to that. Let's try and piece a trade together here. Lakers also still have Will McBride and Trae Young, so they do have some solid depth at point guard. These are their initial offers to us if we want to go after him. I would like to keep Herb Jones. I don't care about Davion Mitchell as much. Herb Jones is still shooting his 3-ball pretty well. He's still reliable on defense. I don't want to give up a draft pick. Or at least a first-round pick. We already have kind of a lack of those. But might be difficult to afford a contract like his. The only way for us to afford that deal is to part with either Herb Jones or Mullen. I think Mullen is key to the offense. We can't get rid of a guy that's shooting the ball that well this year, especially in our starting 5. Herb Jones has only been good from downtown, but his volume is low, mostly out there for defense. And I could just play McDaniels out there who can play that exact same role. In fact, he shot the ball better this year than Herb Jones has. I think convincing myself to go after Hood Schifino and part ways with Herb Jones in that deal, because otherwise we cannot afford it at all. So he's already due for some regression coming up. It's the last year of his contract. I think point guard is more important, and again we can bring McDaniels back into our lineup to play that exact same role. So we lose a little bit of depth at a wing, but we gain more at guard, which I think is more important for us because we have so many guards not playing well. So I think we're going to make that deal for a player that's 5 years younger, shooting better, making the same money pretty much. So Herb Jones and a second-round pick in 2037 to acquire Jalen Hood Schifino. Herb Jones, big part of this team for the last several seasons. Gave us some really big moments, was part of that championship team a couple years ago, but numbers have fallen off, volume's very low, and we're going to acquire a new point guard to hopefully be out there behind Dennis full time. This deal has been completed, and that's going to be our last trade of the season, one of our many deadline moves over the past several years. That will knock Mitchell out of our lineup once again. In comes Hood Schifino as the backup point guard, and McDaniels slots in as that Herb Jones role. In fact, I need to swap the roles for Gary Trent and McDaniels. But I think Gary Trent is shooting his way into a bigger role if that continues. We'll see if McDaniels can fill that Herb Jones role as well as Jones was this season. The deadline has passed, and we had the last trade of the season, acquiring Hood Schifino. Other trades right here: Wilson Lawson from Charlotte to the Raptors. Cameron Purdue and Ryan Dunn got swapped. Walker Kessler and Josh Green got dealt for Nick Williams Jr. and Malcolm James. Devin Vassell on the move to Denver. Not a lot of trades between our trade with the Magic back in December and now. About a month and a half apart. The New York Knicks ride a really solid third quarter into a lead. Game coming down to it. We're trailed by 6, 2:56 to go at home. Our first game with Hood Schifino. Can we come back and win here on our home floor? Got the closing lineup out there with McDaniels at the 3 as Kylan Moore nails that step back jump shots. We are a top 2 passing team this season despite the problems at backup point guard. Hopefully having Hood Schifino out there, but Dennis is not, will make us even better in terms of making the right passes. That 3's offline from New York, and Sundin pulls it down. A chance to make it a 1-score game. Kylan Moore gets the feed inside. Going to work. Got his own miss back. Cobb from the corner. No good. And it's tipped out to McLeod, who pulls down the rebounds. Knicks, a top 10 rebounding team this year. They got 51 right now in the game. And our numbers should be ticking up there with Sundin on this roster. Mingyu Zhang misses the fadeaway shot. That's a former first-round pick, or a former first overall pick, rather, right there. I think he's in his second or third season now in New York. Going right back to Kylan Moore, and he's fouled by Nigliad. Aztecs in the bonus here with a $1:46 to go. Moore nails the front ends. Couple players checking in to close the game out for New York. Kylan Moore, who has kind of overtaken Cobb for our go-to star. Despite both guys pretty much being on the same exact level, he has passed Cobb in scoring, at least as of now. But for most of the season, it was John Cobb's role. Here's Carter going up with the layup. That's Chuck Carter, the former Orlando Magic. Oh, Corey Carter, excuse me. But 23 points here in this one. There's his former and current teammate Griffin Isley as well. Both of those guys played in Orlando for the first 5 or so years of their careers. Under 90 seconds to go. Good pump fake by Cobb. In traffic and denied. Bad idea to drive that one and go with that shot. Need some defense here. Zhang in the corner. Buries the triple. He's got 22, 9 here in the fourth. And our backs are against the wall here. Trailing by 7. Need some quick offense. Kylan Moore spins around right to the rack for 2. It's back to 5. Corey Carter finds King rolling inside for the easy deuce. That was Javon King's first bucket, but he's got a plus 20 plus minus. Must be all defense and rebounding kind of a guy. Nice pass there to Sundin by the Blueprints. It's not over yet, but you gotta play perfect the rest of the way. Double teaming Corey Carter. Isley finds Zhang. He misses what would have been the dagger triple. We go fast and score. We have a chance. We're not going to go 2 for 1, it seems. Kylan Moore backing down King. Has it completely stuffed, and somehow King got the rebound. What in God's name was that? Wow. What a defensive masterclass out of Javon King on that one possession. And the free throws will likely put this game out of reach for the Aztecs. Carter knocks down both. We'll use our final timeout, but I think it's over. Despite 26 and 15 from Kylan Moore and 23 for John Cobb, just a lot of guys not shooting, poorly, but also not shooting well. And Zhang and Carter just kind of took over in the fourth. Both teams shot pretty evenly across all 3 levels. We had a lot more free throws than them, but they had 20 more shot attempts because they just beat us on the glass with 19 offensive rebounds. That cannot happen again. We get back in the win column with a 50-point win over New Orleans. 38 and 15 for Moore, 33 and 13 for Cobb, 24 for Dennis, double figures for 3 other players. Nice job there by Sundin here, double-double, 4 for 5, can't complain. 32 for Wendell Brown, who is on what kind of a contract here with the Pelicans? Probably a very cheap one. Yep, he's on a vet minimum contract despite being a really, really good player. 2 games left now until the All-Star break. We face Denver and Golden State, both teams just a couple games below 500. And we lose the first of this back-to-back with 20 plus from 4 different Nuggets players. Kylan Moore, 44 and 18, 25 free throws, 100% at the line, and we still lost this game. Sundin 0 for 3, Hood Schifino only 1 assist in 21 minutes. That can't happen again. We just shot poorly from downtown, but you gotta win at taking 52 free throws. Wow. We bounced back with a win behind a season-high 18 rebounds for Kylan Moore and 29 points for John Cobb, who also gave us 4 steals. Mullen was really good, in this one. 10 for 15 shooting. Ochefino goes 1 for 6, no assists in this game. Back-to-back tough outings for him. 25 and 10 for Robert Dillingham. But we're better by a couple of plays. And now we have the All-Star break. We enter still 4th in the conference. As many games back as Memphis, who has kind of turned their year around after a relatively slow start for their standards. But Portland's still number 2. Rockets now 5 games up on us. We've got to play better here at home. We've already lost 10 games in the Palacio de los Deportes, and our three-point numbers have gone down by 1% since we last checked, which is not obviously a good trend. But now it's time for the 2033 All-Star break. Rising Stars Challenge, and wow, the rookies completely blew out the sophomores. 19 here for Saeed Makram, 18 for Wilder, and is that Leo Wright the 4th? Miller only 2 for 11 here in this one. But Mingyu Zhang, 6 for 19, not going to get the job done here in this one. In the three-point contests, we've got John Cobb. There's also Cam Whitmore, Anthony Edwards, Kebu Miller, Elijah Banks, and Walgren, all guys that we are pretty familiar with. We're just gonna sim through that. And then in the dunk contest, you've got Antonis Petsatsoglu, Elijah Banks in both this and the three-point contest, so that's pretty impressive. You also got John Riley and Derek McLeod. We'll sim through that as well. And Kebu Miller wins the three-point contest, and John Riley of Golden State wins the slam dunk contest. In the All-Star game, who were the starters this season? In the Western Conference, you've got Kebu Miller, Anthony Edwards, John Cobb, Deion York, and Kylan Moore. I think those are your top 5 scorers this season, all making the Western starting 5. Over in the East, it's Tyrese Halliburton, Darius Williams of Washington, Asar Thompson, Scotty Barnes, and Evan Mobley. The ratings clearly pointing the Western All-Stars way. It might be the first time that Cobb and Moore have started in an All-Star game together. So we'll just simcast this and see if it's close and see what happens in the fourth quarter. Eastern Conference gets out to a good lead here. Second quarter, they stay in front. Right now, it's all Eastern All-Stars. What's going on here? Somebody's probably shooting pretty poorly for the West. Trying to climb back in. Time winding away. And the Eastern Conference takes it 118 to 109 as Williams drops 21 to lead the way. 17 for Thompson, 15 for Mobley. Andrew Lee, 13 points off the bench. Deion York, a double-double. But Miller shot poorly. Cobb goes 3 for 8. Moore only goes 2 for 5. Our guys were not really heavily involved at all. John Morant shot poorly. Ant, the league-leading scorer, only 4 for 10. Yeah, the West just could not get their offense going here. Now we've got our final game of the year against the Houston Rockets. Could be a big game for us because now we're 5.5 games back. They've already got 40 wins on the year. Despite some of their injuries to guys like Frank Bauer, they've played through them without really any kind of a hitch. So here we go. This one comes at home in Mexico City. Rockets, Aztecs trading leads here, but the Rockets get out to a lead here in the third quarter. All right, now they're outplaying us. It seems like we've had a couple of bad middle quarters in many games this year, this one included. And the Rockets, we're in full control, but now we're climbing back in this game. 3:56 to go. Rockets lead it by 4. Let's come back and win this game. We've outscored them by 10 points already here in the fourth quarter. Let's keep this thing going. Closing 5 out there once again. So Cobb, Moore, Dennis McDaniels, and Anders Sundin. We have it trailing by 4 points. Cobb makes it 2, cutting their lead in half. He's got 29 here in this game, shooting lights out. But can we slow this Rockets offense down? I don't see Frank Bauer out there right now as Kylan Moore gives up that bucket. Rockets with 26 assists here in this game. They average about 30 a game. Is Bauer still hurts? Thought he'd be okay by now. Cobb, same spot as last time, no good. Dudley gets the rebounds. Here's Jabari Smith back out to Cam Whitmore, who's now fully healthy once again. Smith, a triple offline, and more boxes out for the rebound. Over the top feed, right to the blueprint. Kylan Moore finds his star teammates. It's back to a one-score game, but guess who is the leading scorer right now for Houston? It's Reed Sheppard. 30 points on 12 or 21, shooting once again, trying to lead his team to a very close win here against these Aztecs. Moore picks up his 5th foul, 1 away from fouling out. Bauer has not played this game. He may have picked up another major injury. So I thought that he was going to come back soon from the previous one he had in their last matchup. So he got hurt again probably. So in comes Baldwin to close the game. Corner 3, wide open. What happened there on defense? That's way too easy for a guy like Whitmore, who has been a sharpshooter against us many times. Morse calling for it on the other end. Going right at Daniel Baldwin. He rocks the rim with ease. Under 2 minutes left to play now. Aztecs could really use a stop here on defense. Baldwin, the screen. Pick and roll over the top. Blocked away. Kylan Moore got there in time. Dennis gets by Sheppard. It's tipped up and in. Anderson. The credit for that offensive rebound and baskets. 1 point game. No threes, please. Sheppard stutter steps, but hands it off. Whitmore blows out by McDaniels and picks up the foul. And that's going to foul out Kylan Moore. Where have we seen this? Last time it was Dennis getting fouled out late. So who comes in? That's going to be Jalen Williams now at power forward. Sundin in at center. So we go a hell of a lot smaller. And the free throws are both good. Rockets lead by 3. Now we have Mullen back in the game. That's not ideal either. So we took out McDaniels too, which is probably not what you want to do. But Mullen draws the foul, and now Whitmore is fouled out. So we got one back on them. So one big scorer out of the game. In comes Tari Eason for Houston. And Mullen will have a chance at a big moment, but goes 1 for 2 at the line. Not again, man. Not twice against the Rockets. Now a mismatch inside for Baldwin. Fading. Missed it. And Cobb is there on the defensive glass. Aztecs trail by 2. Mullen wants to isolate, but can't scoop it in. Morales right there with him. More defense required from the Aztecs here. Sheppard, baseline, flips it up and in. Come on, man. I can't be watching this again. It's deja vu. Under 35 seconds to go. A couple of backups on the floor. Mullen spins and lays it in. Trying to do it all himself on the offensive end. And we're fouling. Cobb's got 5. Rockets in the bonus. We didn't really have to foul there. Open that. They'll miss one here. Morales, though, hits both. And we're going to use our final timeout down by 4. We've got Jabari Ellis on the floor. Cobb through contact, no! Morales with back-to-back defensive stops, and now Cobb and Moore are both fouled out of the game with 20 seconds left to go. In comes Gary Trent. Mobley out there as well, man. I hate how this game just completely collapses when somebody fouls out. But our stars out of the game. Do we have a chance? Gotta find a quick bucket here. Dennis back out. Sundin tries a 3 and connects on it. Gotta hope for one more free throw miss and then hope for a 3 to force overtime. Just a hair under 7 seconds left to go. We'll have to foul quickly. Inbound to Shepard. 0.6 comes off the clock. Shepard, of course, not the guy you want to put at the line here. He drills the first. The back end is up and good. We have no timeouts. It's looking pretty grim here. Dennis brings it up, hands it off. Mobley into a shot, beats the buzzer, but not enough points to tie things up. The Rockets take it 118 to 116. Every game against these guys is close, but for now, they're the team coming out on top. Gotta win games like this if you want a chance to get back in the top 6 or the top 2 seeds. Almost a valiant comeback effort, but the Rockets hang on to win. Dennis only 4 for 11, Mullen 4 for 13, but he and Kyle both missed some key crunch time shots. But Shepard has become a real problem. Back-to-back losses out of the All-Star break now. 28 for Cobb, 27 and 16 for Moore, but not enough. We gotta really figure it out, man. We're not playing like we have in the last couple seasons. Loss against a Utah team that has not been very good, only a couple games over 500. And we are really falling behind now, running out of time to make up this room. We just barely beat an 8-win Boston team. It should not take this much to win against a team this historically awful. 30 for Colin Moore, good day for Cobb. Dennis shot poorly but passed the ball very well. And was a board shy of a triple-double. Hochefino is not giving us like any assists, at least when I've been looking at his assist numbers. This is actually incredible. Where are his recent games? 1 assist, then 6, then 1, 0, 1, 3, 4. It just seems really inconsistent here. This has got to improve. Facing the NBA's leading scorer now in Minnesota. Coming down to it. Extending our lead close to games, and we're going to come out on top here. 106 to 98. Kylan Moore leads the way with 27 and 17 despite really poor shooting from the field. 4 blocks for John Cobb. Hochefino, 14 points, but again, not passing very well, and he was brought in to make our passing even better. But at least he's shooting pretty well. And drops 31. But Jared McCain, 6 for 22. A couple of guys struggle, and we take it. And off that win, we do get Dylan Young back, but who should come out for him to come in? I want to keep Hochefino there. Put Hochefino there at that point guard backup role. Gary Trent, his numbers have gone down lately from over 50 to now below 48.2%. So perhaps lower his role. But honestly, like, Downs is maybe the guy to take out here. Could use more offense out of Young. He has some good defensive moments. I think we'll try that. Now we face Miami. Both teams with 36 wins coming into it. Trying to increase their respective conference odds. And we're looking pretty good here. In complete control. And we take this one 137 to 113. In Dylan Young's return, and we have won 3 straight games. 24 for Matt Hayes, 22 for Melo Keels, but 37, 8, and 10 for Cobb. Had a big day. Moore played pretty well. Dennis good shooting and passing here. Ochifino, 4 assists this time. We had 42 as a team in regulation. That's pretty incredible. Dylan Young, in his first game back off the pulled calf muscle, 8, 5, and 4 on 4 for 5 shooting. That's impressive. The streak extends to 4, 24 and 12 to lead the way for Kylan Moore. Also had 5 stocks. Double-double for Dennis and Sundin, who's been way better as of late. The numbers have gone up for him slowly over the last couple of games. Another good day for Dylan Young off our bench. 5 more assists for Ochifino. Franz Wagner, 24 in the loss, but we shot pretty much the same, just had more shot attempts. We follow it up by notching a 30-point win over the Lakers. Again, Ochifino's former team. 25 for Cobb. Speaking of Cobb, I think it's time for us to get that extension out of the way and done here. You're about to reach the extension deadline, so let's go ahead and make that offer. I forgot to do it earlier in the season. But, oh no, we actually did already do that. Never mind. I already took care of that. But there is the question of Maurice Mullen and Anders Sundin. Sundin, I think we can just let ride out the rest of his contract here. But Mullen, in the last year of his, he's been a big part of the offense, making 15 mil this season. And we have his bird rights, I'm pretty sure. So we can afford to pay him if we want to. We actually don't have his bird rights. So what can we offer him? You could offer this 3-year deal. And he has a lot of interest, actually. This would really help us out. He's going to be taking a pretty big paycheck here. But I think he's worth keeping around as a really good scoring option. Can be a starter or a bench player. And we're going to offer him a 3-year deal. This will get him to 32 years old by contract's end. And a pretty cheap deal. So we'll offer this one. And he happily accepts. Mullen is back now on a 4-year deal, including this current season. And that's pretty much all for the contracts until next year. The Hornets end our win streak after the deadline with a really strong fourth quarter. They came back and beat us. Dennis, 23 points. Not shoot very well. Same goes for Moore. In fact, all 3 star players shot poorly. Cobb fouled out here in this game. And yeah, our stars just got to play better for us to win games like this that are low scoring. 34% as a team. Yeah, you're going to lose that game almost every time. They just beat us the exact same way in the next matchup. Outscoring us by 16 points this time in the fourth quarter, and we lose by only 1. Todd Ojale, 27. J.D. Johnson, 21. The Hornets have beat us in all 3 games this year. How is that even possible? Another bad shooting day for Cobb. Dennis shot better this time around, but not a lot of slack being picked up anywhere else. We only had 7 free throws. It's gotta be like a season low for us. 3 straight losses now as Kylan Moore breaks his left finger, but he's gonna be okay. He can play through it. We just got completely annihilated by a 20-win team. After a great win streak, we answer with a nearly equally as bad losing streak. And that's going to cancel out all the progress that we made. We have been so bad at home, comparably to really any other year in this franchise. And now, our 3-point numbers are still dropping, week in, week out. This is not going the way I thought it would. We have really had no success late getting better as the year has gone on. We had a great start, and then it's been just the same thing the rest of the way. How is that possible? What our first quarter here against the Utah Jazz. Awesome first half. We score north of 70 points, and we take this one handily. 127-95. Anders Sundin just grabbed 18 rebounds in this game. Only scored 5 points, but was amazing on the boards. 28 for Cobb. Moore goes 0 for 9 from behind the arc. But overall, a good team performance and a good team win against a rival that we hold a 36% from the fields. And now we have our showcased game of the episode against the current 3-seed Portland Trailblazers, who are 2 games ahead of us. The Rockets, man, they're just always at the top. I don't think there's any way for us to ever truly surpass them on a year-by-year basis. We will have Kylan Moore back to full health for this game, which will be on national television. You've got to win this one, man. It's key to hopefully opening a new win streak for us to close the last month of the season and make one final push for a top 2 seed. Here we go, we jump in, and last 5 games for Kylan Moore have not been his best. 19 points per game. True shooting has completely plummeted. Here's a chance to bounce back against DeAndre Ayton, who is somehow still here in Portland. How is that possible? How have they let that happen? And tip-off is officially underway. Kylan Moore wins it. Here we go, a fully healthy squad. We've got a matchup of the Dennis twins here in this game with Leonard Dennis, David's twin brother, matched up on John Cobb as he coughs up the first bucket of the game. But here we go against Scoot Henderson, Leonard Dennis, DeAndre Ayton. It's Colin. No, it's Colby. There's no way his name is Colby Jack. That's like a cheese. But his last name is Jack. He's open for a 3, and it's good.
3 points.
Don't tell me. Is it really Colby Jack? It's Corey Jack. That's too close. Okay, here we go. Game is underway. Portland has their first lead. Chris Finch, now the head coach here in Portland. But I cannot get over how they still have Ayton as their center after all this time. How does Moore miss that? That one's got to go next time, man. Here's Corey Jack. Blocked out of bounds. Anders Sundin with that denial. Uh-oh. Bit of a bobble there by Dennis. He gets it back. And now against his twin brother. Time counting down. He wants the ISO. Fires off a shot. Off the back iron and no good. On the other end, the pull-up triple is online from Kylan Moore, and we're back in front. Good penetration. Scoot Henderson off the front iron and in. Portland coming off a loss against the Kings where Scoot was only 8 for 17. They're trying to get back in the win column here. We're trying to get us one step closer to at least a top 3 conference seed. Here's Ka from downtown offline. Corey Jack the rebounds. Nice pass, baseline. Moses Moody up and in. That was really easy. Working against Moody now. Off the dribble. A bucket will count, plus the foul. Maurice Mullen makes the play. And he caps it off with a free throw make. Leonard Dennis. More isolation. Another miss that time. Cobb on defense on that possession. Sundin floats one to Mullen. And now the blueprint's calling for it. Double team coming over. He doesn't care. It's up and good. Downhill. Henderson. The push shot over Dennis. Got it to go. Over 24 points per game this season for Scoot Henderson. He's been here his entire career so far. Pick and roll. Behind the defense, it's Kylan Moore once again, off to a good start. Henderson blocked at the hoop by Kylan Moore. Fast break led by Mullen. Hacked on his way up. Moody's got 2 early fouls here. More free throws for Maurice Mullen. Front end is up and good. And Mullen goes 2 for 2. Moody comes out, in comes Bronny James. Backdoor cuts. Corey Jack goes up with it. Now we get backdoor. Cobb at the rim. Up and over Henderson for the deuce. Already 16 points off, but this come pretty easy for us. Now looking for some defensive stops. Dennis still cannot get his offense going here. He's 0 for 3. Under Sundin, working against the smaller Corey Jack. Hands it off. Now it's David Dennis against Bronny James. Back to Sundin. Cobb backdoor. Moore gets the pass and turns it over. Cut off by Leonard Dennis. DeAndre Ayton on the other end will close the gap back to 3. And we're going to talk things over. Lobbing it up, and Ayton comes out of nowhere. Where has that hustle been the last, 10 years of his career? Nice bucket there by Mullen to get it back in. But Ayton is just, he's an anomaly, I feel like. That's going to be a foul. That's on Mullen, the first on him. First on the Aztecs here in this one. Leonard Dennis has averaged about the same as his twin brother, about 20 points per game. Both guys very good free throw shooters. And he goes 2 for 2. Cobb, catch and shoots off the back iron, too strong. Wow, that's a tough shot. Henderson, no dice. Mullen the defensive rebound. He spins away, drives, 3 defenders there in the area, and he still shot the ball. Lobbing it up, Ayton, one-handed jam. What is happening? Cobb, downhill off the pick and roll, blocked at the rim. Paint defense looking pretty strong here. The last couple trips, we fail to steal it. Dennis drives and puts Portland back in the lead. 19-18. Playing like top conference team, honestly, right now. Can't really slow him down all too much. Mullen, guarded by Dennis, fades. A little bit too strong. Are we doubling Corey Jack? Henderson's wide open. Lead extends to 3. Downhill, Kylan Moore all the way to the tin. The hoop and the harm. 4 for 5. He's hit all 4 of his shots since that first miss to open the game. Now he's got 10 points here. Schifino out there for the first time in a showcase game for us as an Aztec. But John Cobb called for a foul on the other end. Ronnie at the line. Knocks down the front end. The back end is also good. Kylan Moore's open for a 3. Knocks down his second of the contest. Oh, wide open 3 now. Bronny cannot answer back. And there's Dylan Young. Welcome back. Williams left it short off the window. And both games previously against this team, we have, of course, lost. But Kylan Moore has averaged over 34 a game against Portland here in this season. He's on track to keep that up here. That's blocked by Dylan Young. There's that defense I was talking about earlier. And we give it right back off a turnover. Inside and scoring it. It's Thomas Rush. Really not a good game so far for Jalen Williams. Getting all the wrong plays here. And the free throw comes off. Rush can't hit. In comes Gary Trett now off our bench. Only one starter on the floor. It's Kylan Moore. Dylan Young left it short off the backboard. Screen comes up. Bronny lines up a triple. This time it's online. He had 27 in their loss on Tuesday against the Kings. And that 3 gives them a 4-point cushion now. Trent steps into 1, but can't hit. Inside. It should have been stolen by Schifino. Kept alive with Portland. Bronny has to jack it up. Great defense by Williams. Up ahead, Dylan Young bobbles the pass. Now has a mismatch inside for the Blueprints. He draws a double. Back out to Trent. No good. Ball's tipped up, and that went in. Jalen Williams with 2 points out of nowhere. Ronnie downhill. Back out. Time winding away. Carter. No good. Couple of nice stops on back-to-back possessions here. Under 90 seconds left here in the first quarter. Cobb gonna come back in soon. Moore mismatched again. Wide open triple. Still cannot hit a three. Had some good looks. Ethan Love now out there. They could not find a trade partner to acquire him. They were looking to part with him this season. And now Dylan Young's called for a foul on Aiden. Are you serious? First free throw's good. And Moore gets his first rest. Mobley, Dennis, and Cobb all back in there to close the first quarter. Cobb, a foot inside the arc, got hits! The shot's good, no fouls called despite getting, body check there on that shot. Ronnie lines it up again. That one's too strong. Rebound goes to Jalen Williams. He lobs it up. Mobley's layup attempt is blocked by Aiden. He's got 2 blocks now on this one. And a really bad miss at the rim there. I think that was Claxton or Clayton. Aaron Mobley can't knock it down from behind the arc. Our threes have been way off so far. Good penetration. Back out. Devin Carter cans it from behind the arc. No shot clock left. Portland up by 5. Cobb brings it up. Finds Dennis. His triple. Can't respond. We cannot by a bucket from downtown. And Portland leads as a result. 33-28. Second quarter underway now. Portland has led, and we have not really had a lot of good defense here since the first couple of minutes. Ivan Klingon off the bench now rocks the rim, and they already have 10 assists despite being one of the worst passing teams the league has to offer. So that's not a good start for us. Gotta make some better plays, get some better paint defense out there. That's been a problem for us for couple of years, I feel like. Just can't really figure it out to get the right forward out there with Kyle and Moore, who's not on the floor right now, but Dennis drops in a triple. That'll cut the lead from 7 down to 4. Ronnie loves the triple off the screen. Can't knock it down. And now a fast break. Dennis leads the charge, but can't finish the play. Kept alive, though, by Cobb. Backdoor. Williams denied. Now a mismatch inside. Is Clinton playing power forward? Out to Cooper, who's blocked out of bounds by Mobley. Inbound to Moses Moody, who can't connect from behind the arc. Cobb lines it up. But man, our threes are just... We missed our last 8 shots from downtown. That's not good, obviously. We're supposed to have a good 3-point shooting team. The pull-up is in there from Bronny. Good pump fake. Cobb finds some room. Mobley, the offensive rebound, fouled on the putback attempt by Klingon. Gotta knock these down. Free throws play a big role in close games like this, as we have seen time and time again. Every point, every basket matters in games like these here with some top Western Conference opponents. Here's Carter off the feed. Lucky miss that time. That was a good look. Trent around Moody. Nice finger roll lay-in that time. And it's back to within 2. Downhill off the screen. Back to Klingon. Now back out. Good defense here by the Aztecs. Just stay in front. Ronnie. Back to the corner. Love's three in there. Downhill. Trent picked up by Moody. Has not passed the ball until now. And Sundin, or Moby, excuse me, got it to go through the contact. The scoop layup is blocked out of bounds by Cobb. Good defense by him. 7 seconds on the clock for the Trailblazers. Cooper back in there, or Rush back in there, excuse me, for Portland. They'll find Bronny against Cobb again. Couple of crossovers. The pull-up. No good. Wide open three. You can't leave Cobb open like that. It's good from the corner. Mobley the assist. Now we're tied at 40 apiece. Wow. Now they get one even more open back at the rim for a guaranteed 2 points for Klingon. Cobb. Couple of fakes. And just missed it, fading away. How is Bronny hot? That shot's blocked by Sundin. I'll stay with Portland. Henderson back out there, but Bronny's like 2 for 8. I guess he has like a defensive takeover, but come on, man. Open three. And of course, takeover on. He's going to hit the shots. Portland up by 5. Hood Schifino back out there. Highland Moore back out there. Here's Mullen. Nearly got the and one. Foul is against Devin Carter. Got a couple more games coming up here soon against all kinds of teams. MVP ticker down below. Frank Bauer still number 1, despite missing plenty of time off the due to injury. Moore now number 3 behind Anthony Edwards. Cobb not in the top 5, despite winning it a year ago. Mullen, good crossover. Another foul drawn. That's on Bronny. 8 points for Mullen. Now 5 for 6 at the line. Good job drawing fouls here. Downhill, Bronny splits the defense and lays it in for 2. He's up to 12. Sundin, good little stutter step move. Got Corey Jack looking around for some help. It's back to 4, but we need some defense now. Back out to Corey Jack. His 3 is offline. Mullen pulls down the miss. Up ahead, good cut. Sundin throws it in. Baseline. No way, that's a foul. That was good defense all the way by Hood Schifino. Henderson at the line for a pair. And he ends up hitting both. Off the dribble, pulling up from the elbow. What a shot by Kylan Moore. Off-ball screen set for Carter. We switch it. Got Mullen now on Dennis. He stays on him. And it's called for a foul. Amazing. 3-point play on the way for the twin of David Dennis. The free throw is up and good. Kylan Moore crosses over, but can't finish at the rim. Couldn't tell who that was on that stop, but a good contest. No fouls called. That layup's offline. Might have got a fingertip from Sundin there on that one. Either way, a chance to make it back to 1 score. Moore over Jack. It's way too easy. He's got 17 here in the first half and counting. Inbound to Leonard Dennis. 3's no good from the corner. Now a 3 for us could tie things up at 54. 4 to go here in the half. Young to tie it in and out. Rebound goes Portland's way. Henderson to Dennis. Now finds Henderson against Hood Schifino. Good job staying in front. I like our defense here. Screen comes up. Moody, some space, and enough to knock it down. Mullen off the dribble, blows by Moody. Right to the rack. He's having a good day so far. Screen comes up. Pick and roll. Aiden got it to go. Now, Portland does have a top 3 defense scoring-wise this year. They're the 3rd best defense on that metric so far this year. But it's been their offense that has been why they're in front. We just cannot get consistent stops. And a couple of our players have not shot the ball well from downtown, despite having plenty of good opportunities. Just a couple of missed chances. Island Moore downhill. Got it to go. What a lay-in. Screen comes up. Henderson fires, but can't stick it. Island Moore the rebound and now has the takeover activated. Wow. Williams is just having a bit of a stinker here, huh? Henderson. Just in and out. Wow, I thought that was going to be a 2-pointer right there. Ka, the reverse. It's back to a 2-point game again. Out to Corey Jack for a 3. It's not been his game so far since his first shot of the contest. Gary Trent to tie, no good, but a foul on Scoots. And now free throws for Gary Trent. We all saw what happened last time at the line for him, last episode. One of the worst moments in memory of this entire series, in my opinion. And he goes 1 for 2. You've got to be kidding me. Up ahead, Leonard Dennis pumps, Scoot pumps, gets by his man. Moore is there, but the shot's gonna go. Unbelievable. What a play by Henderson. And he caps it off with the free throw. Good take by Cobb, but can't finish. Solid defense by Leonard Dennis. And now another foul on the Aztecs. The 3rd on Kylan Moore. Corey Jack at the line for a pair. Front end is online. The Trailblazers have had no problem scoring the basketball here in this one. We've played fairly well, but still plenty of stuff to improve upon. And we'll see for the final shot here in the first half. Ka from way downtown finally gets one to drop in. It cuts the Portland lead in half. Scoot beyond half court, nearly answered back. But it's 64-61 here at the break. Second half underway. Portland has been in front for a while now, but still hanging around, looking to have a nice second half start and jump in front. Scoot Henderson, though, knocks down his first shot of the 3rd quarter. That's back to a 5-point lead. Downhill, Cobb. Blocked at the final moments of the layup by Corey Jack. This guy's making some plays on both ends. Here's Leonard Dennis. Right to the rim. Missed it. Good contest at the hoop by Anders Sundin. Mullen back to Moore. That's an easy deuce. Little pick and roll, and Aiden scores easily. A mismatch, or there was a mismatch, but Portland switched back. Kylan Moore has it against Aiden. Not making a move just yet. Taking the whole shot clock. Tough shot. Got the miss back. Open 3. And Sundin cashes in. What the heck is that pass? How did they tee that one up? Mullen penetrates and fired the shots. Oh, it's just Moody called for the foul. A lot of free throws here in this game for Mullen, who misses his second of the night. And he goes 1 for 2. Aiden lost the dribble, and he just got shoved midair. Moore's got 4 fouls. 12 points already for Aiden, has surpassed his per-game average this season. And he goes 1 for 2, but he's played fairly well so far on the offensive end. Both centers have. Moore goes to work on the other end for a quick bucket. It's still a 2-point game. Downhill, Corey Jack blocked out of bounds. Good play by Sundin. 13 seconds now on the shot clock. Jack to inbound. Henderson, backdoor again, finds Aiden. We have not played good post defense hardly at all, despite a couple of blocks. Those are pretty few and far between. It's pretty much that or a bucket allowed, so that's got to get better. Deep 3, Mullen knocks it down. Another backdoor feed. Kylan Moore getting completely picked on time and time again. What's going on? He's usually pretty good down there on defense. Out to Mullen. That time it's offline. Aiden reels in that rebound. Had a couple of chances to get back in front, but have not put a run together yet. Mullen downhill, fouled by Leonard Dennis. Only his first, but more free throws than field goal attempts so far for Mullen. And this pair gives him 18 points. Back out, Henderson fires a quick 3. No good. And here we go. A bucket will put us in the lead. Cobb at the rim has positioning and will do just that. 76-75. Moody squares up and puts Portland right back on top. Lobbing it up, out of bounds. Wow. Not on the same page there were Dennis and Moore. Downhill, Henderson blows by Dennis for the deuce. This feels like one of those games where we're just in the game the whole time, but can't find a way to really take control. But a nice 3 right there by Dennis. Still keep it within 1 score, as it has been for a pretty long time now. Corey Jack answers back with one of his own. Mullen, a few feet inside the line, can't hit. Aiden pulls down the rebound. 4-point lead for Portland. And we all get it back after a turnover. Mullen tries a 3. Back-to-back misses by him. Moody drives. And that one might have been blocked by Cobb from behind. We end up with it. And we find some offense once again. Moore tracks on that loose ball. Has Corey Jack on him. Hands it off. Sundin. Clock under 5. Tries a 3. No good. Tough shot. 5 to go. Henderson rises. Offline. 8 in the offensive board. Are you serious? Jack misses the triple. Blueprints calling for it down low. And scores. Henderson blocked away. Kylan Moore is right there on the help. Cold spell for Portland. And the bucket's going to count for Cobb. Block and foul on Corey Jack. And one opportunity here for JC8. The free throw can put us in front, which it does. Ronnie back on the floor. He was their offensive engine back in the first quarter. And he gets inside for a pair of points right there. Dennis, good crossover, misses the jump shots. And here we go again. Downhill again. Now back out. Offense resets for Portland. Devin Carter, pick and roll. And a shooting foul. Wow. Not sure Carter was going up for a shot there, but okay. Front end is good for him. And Carter, 1 for 2. Dennis to Sundin. Now Cobb behind the arc. No good. Offensive rebound. Keeps it alive. Dylan Williams has been bad tonight. That's going to continue here. Now Carter blocked by Dennis. Was not expecting that at all. What is that shot? It's a good shot, I guess, from Kylan Moore. 86 apiece. Under 3 to go here in the third. Ronnie. Heavily contested. What? He still got it to go. 11 lead changes, 6 ties here in the game. Gonna keep going up from here, I believe. Cobb for the lead. Offline. Sundin right there to put it in. Eyeball screen set for Bronny. It's Carter on the pick and roll. What? How does that work? Pick and pop here. Sundin has some room to fire and knocks it down. We've seen him hit a number of those here since we acquired him via trade. He wasn't really knocking them down that well. I think it was like 30% last time I checked. But he's been good here in this episode from behind the arc. Now a chance to increase our lead for the first time. Maybe all game. Screen coming over. Dennis will try his luck. It's offline. And Claxton comes in for the rebounds. Aiden, full head of steam. Portland once again retakes the lead immediately after we do. Screen from Cobb. Sundin keeps it. Now Moore a pick. Sundin rises, but can't connect this time. Inside and throwing it down again. There's no way that I'm watching Aiden of all players, the guy that has like the least hustle in the entire league and puts in no effort, and he's playing better, arguably, than Kylan Moore. And now a turnover. What a steal by Devin Carter, and a bucket and foul on the other end. Called on Sundin. Every chance we get to build on a lead, and we just completely blow it. No shot clock left here in the third quarter. We trail by 5 out of nowhere. Little 6-0 run by Portland. Dennis responds with a 3-point play of his own. A free throw to cap it off. It's up and in. Last play before the fourth. Bronny wants the glory. Thank God it's no good. 96-94. But Portland stays in front. 12 to go. Fourth quarter begins. We trail by only 2 points. It's been neck and neck, back and forth for the entire game, essentially. Gary Trent can't put us in the lead. I saw Young get elbowed there in the face, but nobody saw it except for me, I guess. His arms flailing backwards and everything. Ronnie. Wow, that's a tough shot, and he absolutely nails it. Lobbing it up. That one works out. Gary Trent the assist. Kylan Moore the bucket. And now poked away and stolen. Gary Trent picks Bronny's pockets. He'll fire a jumper, but it's too strong. Up ahead. Bronny in the corner. No good. Tipped out. Dylan Young rises for the rebounds. Kylan Moore, quick shot. That one's offline. Couple of good chances there. Couldn't knock him down. Klingen, mismatch, misses at the hoop. Lucky break there. Up ahead, Dennis, another and one. And he's feeling it right now. The free throw can tie the game. It does. Over the top, and finally, Kylan Moore knocks the pass away. 3-on-3, and Jalen Williams finally gets a shot to go. Now we lead by 2, our largest lead since the first quarter. Ronnie waiting for a play to develop, and it's denied. Kylan Moore back-to-back defensive plays. Wide open triple. Dennis cashes in from deep. It's a 5-point lead. We've got 11 blocks and 25 fast break points. That's impressive. Defense has been better as of late. Carter into a triple. Big shot right on cue. Good pass by Aaron Mobley, and Jalen Williams knocks it down. Good fourth quarter for him so far. We've got Moore and Cobb off the floor for now. So can David Dennis lead our bench units? Well, that was impressive. What was that? Alley-oops for us have not worked, but they have worked for Portland so far. The hook. No good from Ethan Love. On the other end, Yoni Young's got it. Takes it inside and misses the fadeaway. Tough pull up. Off the front iron, no good from Love. Back-to-back misses by him. Open three, Jalen Williams. After a rough first 3 quarters, has really turned things around here. We're in front as a result. Bronny's been good here in the fourth quarter. Waiting for Scoot to come back in, but Bronny lost it. Mullen with that steal. Leads the charge, but left the layup short. Screen comes up. Bronny finds Klingen back out. Good defense by the Aztecs. Bronny has to force it. Dylan Young right there with them. Mullen to Mobley. Easy deuce. It's up to 7. Downhill Klingen. Blocked from behind. Aaron, excuse me, Mobley. What is that now? 12 blocks? I like that. 6:40 left to play here in the fourth. John Cobb back out there. But so is Leonard Dennis, who knocks down that jump shot. But Schifino back out there for the first time in a while. David Dennis will take a quick breather. He'll come back in soon. Cobb to the rim with a strong finish. Backdoor, finally! They're not on the same page. Alley-oop becomes a turnover, but then a block by Dennis on the other end. But Schifino thought he had a 3B. He almost get a steal off of Henderson there. And now under 6 to go. Henderson rises, but can't connect. Cobb blows by Bronny. Met at the rim. It's going to be a foul on Dennis. So Cobb at the line. 21 points, 2 for 8 from downtown. But now Kylan Moore back in, Dennis back in. Really our closing 5 out there to finish off this game. Good play. Scoot just goes right to the rim. Nobody steps up in time. Out to Sundin. Tried to drive it, but good defense by Corey Jack. Gotta find something here. Cobb's the right guy to go. No good. Offensive rebound. Third chance. Up and good. Kylan Moore. Moody. drives, Mets, and blocked. Aiden can't put it back in, but got a second straight offensive rebound. It's kept alive with Portland. Here's Moses Moody drawing the foul on Dylan Young. Under 4 seconds on the shot clock. Front end up and good. Trying to claw their way back in the game. And it's a 7-point lead now for the Aztecs. Dylan Young. Baseline. Crosses over. Backdoor. Dennis freed up. Uh-oh. Wide open. And luckily, Moses Moody cannot take advantage. That's a big break right there. Under 4 to go. Dennis trying to readjust at the rim, but can't finish at the rim. Catch and shoot again. This time it's online for Moody. Now Cobb and Dennis link up. The alley-oop. And Dennis went up to get it. Good pass. Good finish. Just a good play in general. Catch and shoot for Henderson. That one's offline. Dennis to Young. Back out to Cobb. Has a lane. And throws it in with the right hand through the contacts. Lead up to 10. Uphill battle now for Portland. Scoot tries a 3. It's not looking good right now for these Trailblazers. Cobb in the corner. That was a tough shot right there. Couldn't find the right arc on the shot. And now blocked on the other end. Sundin comes through. Up to Cobb. He'll try his luck. He's denied. Dennis can't put it back in. Portland's got to go fast here. That's going to be a charge. Moore was set. And the offense has fallen off a cliff here in the fourth quarter for Portland. They have only scored, 16, 17 points. Screen sets. Cobb can't knock it down. Under 90 seconds left to go. Window nearly closed, and another turnover forced. This is what I was waiting for defensively for us. Pretty bad first 3 quarters. Fourth quarter comes around here at home, and we absolutely flip a switch. Dylan Young, Air Mexico! The statement jam, the exclamation points. And the Aztecs hang on to win this one. That'll get us a full game back. Within Portland, we are now only half a game back from them in the conference standings. A monster fourth quarter on offense and defense. And that's how you close games out like this. (127-116) your final score, and a new season and career high in rebounds for Kylan Moore at 24 in the game. With 5 blocks, 1 steal, 31 points, 14 for 19. He was absolutely amazing. Had a couple defensive lapses there in the first couple of quarters, but Aiden was not involved like at all in the fourth quarter. 27 for Cobb on 26 shots. He struggled from downtown again. Dennis, though, 19 points. Mullen was very solid. Sundin, 12, 6, and 5. He had 4 blocks. 14 as a team. 22 for Scoots. Aiden and Ronnie both had 21 points as well. But we just outscored them by 13 points in that fourth quarter after it was neck and neck the whole way until that point. Now we have 1 month left on our season. We notch our 3rd straight win. It comes against our former player, Braden McCall, who puts up 23 on 12 shot attempts against his former squad. What has he done this season in terms of the shooting splits? He's up to 41% for the field and 38 from downtown. So far the trade kind of working out for both teams. We of course acquired Anders Sundin in the deal for him. Ben Caro puts a 24 though in this game, and we're the ones who come out on top. We face OKC, and a monster third quarter from them propels them to a fourth quarter lead. We're still in the game, but now playing from behind on the road. Thunder trying to pull away, and they will do so. 126 to 115. And now it looks like Ochefino, a twisted right knee. He's going to miss some time. 31 for both SGA and Chet Holmgren. Darius Walker, former Aztec, puts up 16 points, 9 rebounds. Good day for Cobb, bad day for Moore, and a good day for Dennis, but all it took was a bad day for one of our stars to lose this one despite having a really good first half on both ends. Minor injury for Kylan Moore. Now we've dropped 2 straight games again. We always just lose a couple, win a couple. It's never like trading wins and losses. It's more like trading multiple streaks in a row. The Mavericks, who are sub 500, take us down on the road. They allow 124 points. Man, it's hard to really tell exactly why we're losing as many games as we are compared to the last couple of seasons. But now we're 5th in the conference because the Clippers have come back all the way from a bad last couple of months, and now we are a game back from them in Memphis and 2 games back from Portland, 5.5 from Houston. 5-5 on our last 10. Big matchup here against the 44 and 25 Pistons, a very good Western Conference team, one of the contenders over there. Fourth quarter's going our way, and it looks like we're going to come out on top here in this one, dropping 127 points. That's a big win against a really good team. 38-10 for Cobb, 32-10 for Kylan Moore. Cobb did foul out, but also took 21 free throws. Moore also on the verge of fouling out here in this game, but our stars completely carried us to the win with 47 fourth quarter points from our team. Our 44th win comes against Philadelphia, behind another double-double from Kylan Moore and a good shooting day out of John Cobb. Dennis also played well. Mullen was good. 13 boards for Sundin. Hopefully another win streak that can last longer than just 3 or 4 games. We're going to get Ochefino back. We'll bring him back into our lineup. Kylan Moore is still playing through that slight knee injury, but it's going to be okay. Big matchup here against OKC, who is right on our heels pretty much in the conference standings. And we handle them here, although they almost came back in the fourth quarter. High scoring affair, but we take it behind 20 plus for Cobb, Moore, and Dennis. Really good 3-game stretch for these 3 amidst the win streak. Double figures for Young, Williams, and Mullen. Very good passing here overall. 38 assists as a team with 9 steals and 7 blocks. And we shot the ball incredibly well. Kylan Moore now fully healthy, and we notch our 4th straight win. We take down the Lakers. 20 for McBride, 31-10 for Dennis. Cobb fouled out for scoring 19 points. 5 wins in a row have put us up to 2nd in the conference just like that. We've turned things around in the blink of an eye. We're coming off a win against the Spurs. 32-13 for Wemby, 20 plus for Vincent and Malachi Branham, but 38 for John Cobb leads the way. He and Moore both played some great defense. 3 steals for Dennis, 14 as a team. And despite only shooting 40%, we took a lot of threes that game, 57. And now it's us against Baltimore in the NBA Cup Finals. We've got 4 straight games and 5 in 6 days. So we're going to have 83 games this season. We'll jump in here if it's close against Baltimore. I think that's our 3rd time playing in this game. You won the first time. I think we lost last year or the year prior to that. Now a chance to get our 2nd NBA Cup title. We're pretty steadily in front here. Baltimore clawing the way back in here. 4th quarter is going to be very interesting. If this keeps up, they take the lead. 3:35 to go. We gotta watch the end to it. So the expansion teams, the 2 newest teams to the NBA, match up here in this one. Andrew Lee to Ty. I really just don't like him at all. He's just too good. Does not miss open threes. He's just like Cuba Miller. They're just absolute weapons offensively. And it's 92-92 here in Las Vegas. Dennis out to Dylan Young. His 3 offline. And Turner ends up with the rebound. Herb Hood at the rim. Puts Baltimore in front. He just backed down Anders Sundin, who's way bigger. Needs some offensive life. Open 3. And Sundin can't connect this time around after I was tucking him up quite a bit in our last game. That shot's no good, but Hood's right there to put it back in. He's got 4 straight. They've scored 7 straight since we jumped in. Now we trail by 4. Someone's got to give us some kind of a spark here. It's got to be Cobb or Moore. And he coughed it up. Turner knocks it loose. Will take it himself, and he's fouled. There's still time to come back from this, but we're not making this easy on ourselves. The free throws are good. 6-point game out of nowhere. We have not scored since jumping in. Cobb wants it against Andrew Lee, but nothing's happening. He's going to try this again. He's going to drive it, spinning at the rim, missing the layup. This is unbelievable. One bucket will put this game out of reach. Lee left it short. We got to go fast here. Kylan Moore fouled on his way up. It goes against Larson. Got to knock down both here. 25 and 8 for the big man. And the back end free throw is online. Marcin off the dribble. Goes up. Missed it. Another rebound for Young. That's 2 in a row. Need some points here. Sundin blocked by Hood. How is Hood outplaying Sundin? He's like a guard. Nice play by Cobb. It's back to 1 score. He's only got 12 points here in this game. He's shot 33% from the field. It's been a very low scoring affair. But need another stop and a bucket. Larson attacks. Blocked out of bounds by Dylan Young. Just give us 10 more seconds of good defense. Larson, no good. And Sundin ends up with the tipped out rebounds. A 2 could tie. Kylan Moore's right there to make it happen. A nice 6-0 spurt. Here we go. Crunch time and another defensive play. Larson can't get it to go. Kylan Moore, the rejection. Dylan Young almost traveled there. Thankfully, nothing's called. Cobb hop steps and scores through the traffic. And the Aztecs jump in front again. It's not over yet, though. Dyson Daniels. That took 2.2 off the clock. We're tied at 100 apiece. Only a 2-second shot clock differential here. What do we draw up here on what could be the final play of regulation? Drain some clock here, it looks like. Who do we go to? Final play. Cobb wants it against Andrew Lee. Back out. Dennis for the win. He got it. No timeouts for Baltimore, and the Aztecs are NBA Cup champions. David Dennis, what a shot. A really good defensive contest, and he still knocks it down. Nothing but nylon. 103-100 your final score. We eventually hang on to win. And the win streak, it continues. 24-13 for Dylan Turner here in this one. 21 for Andrew Lee, scoring-wise, but 29 for Kylan Moore. And David Dennis has really shown us a lot of clutch playability. I think he's becoming a very clutch player. How about 20 rebounds for Sundin here in this game? Nobody else had more than 13 on either team. We have won 6 straight games. We're probably not going to secure the 1 seed, but if we can keep this play up, we can outpace the rest of them for the 2 seed out of nowhere. We've got about 2 weeks left to go through. But we're going to lose Hood Schifino once again to a knee injury, which will knock him out for probably the rest of the regular season. So we're going to go back to that lineup where Dylan Young is our backup point guard. Make it 7 straight wins. We take down Detroit. 33 for Ivy, 48 for John Cobb. That's how you get it done. And then we send Minnesota below 500 now, 37-38. 35 for Mullen here in this one. Big day for him offensively. Cobb continues to shoot the ball pretty well here on this win streak. 46 for Ants. Is he going to finish with like 37, 38 a game? I got to check the record books afterwards because that might be the highest scoring game since like the 60s or 50s, man. But now we lose John Cobb to a twisted right knee, and the win streak has yet to be broken. So he should be back in time for the playoffs. But now he's out, and we got to figure out who to bring in as a starter with both him and Hood Schifino out for a little bit of time. I'll probably keep our lineup at 9 men, but who deserves the starting job in his place? Probably Jalen Williams. That's what I'm thinking here. I think I'm actually going to bring Jabari Ellison for some minutes. We're going to give Williams the starting 3 spot and give all of Cobb's minutes until he's back to Mullen. Will give us a chance to see Williams for quite some time. A boost for him minutes-wise, but else will get a pretty good roll off the bench. I'll increase the minutes for Sundin here as well in the 3rd quarter. So there we go. That last win, though, was our 50th on the season. 3 different players scored 22 or more, 15 dimes for Dennis, or 14 dimes, and 15 rebounds for Kylan Moore. Cobb got hurt early on after he was off to a very hot start offensively. Hopefully Mullen can have a couple of big offensive days to close the year before Cobb comes back. We're 3 games back from Houston. We have secured a playoff spot, but Portland a half game behind us, but we have a game in hand on them. We keep on winning, taking down Milwaukee behind a great 4th quarter. 31-12 for Kylan Moore. Mullen goes for 17 points. Young, a double-double off our bench, had 4 blocks. He was great. Jabari Ellis, first time in a while out there, and 6 points, 3 for 4. Can't complain. Oh, we just got Cobb back a little bit early. He's already back. And Hood Schifino is now day-to-day as well, so we can bring both guys back in to hopefully close our year We still maybe have a shot to get the 1 seed, but we'll have to see after this next game. We take Phoenix down by 4. Make it 10 wins in a row. 35 for Kylan Moore, 24 and 10 for Cobb. We are essentially closing the year as we began the year. We're still second in the conference, now only 2 games back. The Rockets have yet to secure the 1. If we can win out and they lose, I think, 3 games, then we can do this. But here we go. 4 games left. We got 1 really good team, 2 really good teams, 3 teams over 500 out of our last 4 games. And we just curb stomped Atlanta, 35 and 16 for Moore, 28 for John Cobb. Nobody scores more than 18 points for the Hawks. And we are now only 1 game back from Houston. We can do this. We're so close to having one of the craziest ends to a year you'll ever see. Next up, we have Denver. So what's going to happen here? We have 11 straight victories. First quarter goes our way. Second quarter, we extend the lead by a little bit. We're hanging on, but Denver's still in arm's reach. Fourth quarter, Denver jumps in front. Oh, this is not feeling pretty good here. Come on, Aztecs. Yes, we're closing the game strong. We're closing it strong, and we are going to come out on top 12 in a row. 2 games left. 28 for Dusty Beasley. 21 for Brooks, 20 for Prosper. But Cobb puts up 55, 13 and 6, and 4 steals. I've never seen us play quite like this. Even the start of the year, we did not win this many games in a row. And now we have the same record as the Rockets. They, of course, have the tiebreaker. If we win out and they lose one of their last 2 games, then we will jump them for the 1 seed. This could be an incredible story. Next up, we have Oklahoma City. We lost our last game against these guys. Good first quarter. We lead by double digits. Third quarter, still hanging in front. Just don't allow any scary run. Fourth quarter, still in front. OKC trying to close the gap. They're running out of time, but they have made it a 1-point game. 2:19 to go. We've got to hold on to this lead. This game comes on the road. Cobb's open for a 3, but can't knock it down. They've outscored us by 11 here in the 4th. Can we please not blow it to end a win streak? Huge turnover forced. And we give it right back. Jarris Walker with it. We have got 22 turnovers. Good golly. Gotis Alexander, a little banged up here in this game. Also tired. The shot's no good. Young, the rebounds. Who do we go to down the stretch to give us an extra cushion? Cobb, bucket and foul. How'd that one even sneak in? Absolutely huge play. The free throw to make it a 4-point lead for Mexico City, and it's online. About 90 seconds left. Downhill, and Holmgren draws a foul. We've got 9 here in the 4th. They only took a handful of seconds off the clock. Chet's got 21. Now 22 points and 4 blocks to go with it. Game's not over. Screen comes up. Cobb takes it. Fades. Offline. Not the most ideal shot, obviously. And now a mismatch. Got Cobb guarding Holmgren. Jarris Walker with it. Now to Sampson. Downhill. Back to Holmgren. Cobb's there. What? How does that shot even go in? Oh, I can't believe that. That is absolutely absurd. It ties the game at 118 apiece. Cobb. Drive. Shrugging off Sampson, but he misses the shot. How? Sampson can't score, and Moore gets the rebounds. Dennis, nobody in front, missed it. Sundin got the offensive rebound. 14-second clock differential. Cobb behind the back, flips it in. Oh my God. He's an absolute wizard. There is no shot clock left. 18 seconds. OKC trails by 2. No threes, please. No threes. In fact, no points. They feed Chet. He wants this matchup against Kylan Moore. He throws it up. In. We have no timeouts. Cobb heaves it. And we're going to overtime. Wow. The stakes are pretty high for us. Not so much for OKC. Probably still playing for some kind of seeding, but we are playing for more important seeding. John Cobb opens overtime with the buckets. The Aztecs are back in front, 122 to 120. Wouldn't be an Aztecs episode without some late game moments that have a lot of high stakes on the line. John Cobb picks up a steal off Sampson. If we get some points, it's gonna be a charge instead. Goes Alexander right down the lane. Got a leg up on Dennis that time. And we're tied up. Cobb wants the matchup here on Sampson, but he gets completely stuffed. Big defensive stop right there. Here's Jarris Walker. Now Sampson with passing by OKC. Sampson, though, can't connect on that jump shot. Chance for us to retake the lead here. We'll throw it up, and that was a bad idea. 3 white shirts around Kylan Moore. Holmgren can't knock it down from behind the arc. Off-ball screen setting up for a Mullen triple. It's in there. Big 3 from a big-time offensive playmaker this season. Downhill and fouled. The bucket's gonna count. Dennis has 5. We saw this against Houston last episode. Please do not let this happen again. Free throw good by SGA. It's a 3-point play. We're tied at 125. Open corner 3. Sundin around the rim but out. On the other end, and Jarris Walker, the former Aztec, puts the Thunder in the lead. Just over half the overtime period left, and Cobb just got blocked again. This time by Holmgren. Sampson for 3. Got it! 5-point lead now for Oklahoma City. Not like this, man. We have to win both of our last 2 games. I'm pretty sure to beat out the Rockets, or at least we gotta win 1 and 2, but they would have to lose both of their games. Dennis open, can't respond. 2 minutes left to go. Holmgren left it short. Sundin the rebounds. Up ahead, Kylan Moore. Yes, it's back to 3. No, no. Yes, no. Holmgren goes up. What? How is this guy making these? Mullen sizing up Josh Green. Good defense so far. More isolation and a foul. Gotta hit both, Mullen. Gotta hit both. 88% on the season at the charity stripe. And he got both. We need some defense now. But, I mean, with Holmgren making these kinds of acrobatic shots, I'm not sure what to expect. He's going right at Kylan Moore. 60 seconds left. Holmgren back out to Sampson. Clock under 5. Open 3. Josh Green bricked it. A 3 could tie. Does not have to be a 3, though. Mullen penetrating. He missed it. Why is he trying these this late? That's a 4-point swing. We trail by 5, and our 12-game win streak is on the line. Well, 30 seconds to go, and it's not looking promising. Inbound. You lob it up. One-handed jam by Cobb, and you don't have to foul. We have no timeouts to advance the ball, so we'll see what happens. New ticks come off the clock. They're going to have to foul one more time to force some free throws. Do not put SGA at the line, please. Going to be Sampson instead. And Dennis has fouled out. Wonderful. Put Shafino in there. MVP chance for Floyd Sampson, who bricks the front ends. Has he really been that good this game to warrant these chances? He splits the pair. Pretty much, I guess a 2 would be fine, but a 3 would be ideal here. Gotta make it quick. Mullen drives. Bucket and foul. Holmgren can't believe it. And this arena just went dead silent. 3-point play. Mullen got it. And now we actually have a chance. Sampson at the line again as Cobb is 1 away from fouling out. More MVP chance for Floyd Sampson. Hits the front end this time around. And the back end is up and good as well. Both shots perfect. No timeouts left for Mexico City. 3-point game. Gotta tie it up here. Pochefino wants it, and he's got it! 137. A big shot here at a big moment after Dennis fouled out. Could we be headed for double overtime? 10.8 to go. SGA gets the inbound pass. Holmgren spins. Back to Gilgeous-Alexander. He fires a 3 and pretty much walks it off. Are you shitting me? OKC ends our win streak with a last-second 3 from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Unbelievable, man. Cannot believe we just lost our win streak in that fashion. 34, 6-6 for Sampson, 32 for Shai, 28-10, and 9 total stocks for Chet Holmgren. 39 for Mullen. Good golly, that's going to be his season high. 26-13 for Cobb. Moore, 25-15. I mean, it was a big play by Hochefino, but then a big 3 to answer, and we lose the game. But I have good news. The Rockets also lost. So if they lose and we win the final game of the season, then we will have surpassed them. They lost by 4 against Minnesota. So here we go. When do the Rockets play? We play the 45-36 Bulls. The Rockets will face the Dallas Mavericks, who are a couple games below 500, as the Timberwolves were, I'm pretty sure. But we're both 54-27, both locked for the top 2 seeds once again. like every other year in the past, like 3 or 4 seasons. But now, here we go. April 10th, final day of the season. Game 83 for us, game 82 for Houston. We're going to find out right now if we're going to come back all the way and get the 1 seed. But we have to win this game. Bad start against Chicago. Got to make up some ground. Third quarter has to go our way. We're trying to fight our way back in. Fourth quarter. Back and forth. We're jumping in front here. And we're pulling away late. Monster fourth quarter will give us the victory. Kylan Moore, 29 and 17. John Cobb, 27. Double figures for Young and Dennis. Josh Giddey, 16 points, was their leading scorer. He shoot 43%, and now it's the moment of truth. Did the Rockets win their game? We're gonna have to wait. Frank Bauer is your MVP for the second time in the series. Dustin Miller is your Rookie of the Year. Edward Boeheim, 6th Player of the Year, dropping 23 points a game. Off the bench is absurd. Wemby, like always, your D-point. Vic Pollard, Most Improved Player. Anthony Edwards, Clutch Player of the Year, ends up dropping 36.7 points a game. Absolutely unheard of. Meanwhile, our head coach wins Coach of the Year, and it looks like we finished second in the conference. Based on that right there, that means the Rockets won their game. We go 55 and 27. Matthew Ash, Executive of the Year. All-NBA teams. Bauer, Ant, York, Kylan Moore, Darius Williams in your All-NBA first team. Then you got Wemby, John Morant, John Cobb, Corey Carter, Kibu Miller. Third team, Scoot Henderson, Luka, Elijah Banks, Asar Thompson, Evan Mobley. All defensive first team, Kylan Moore, Evan Mobley, Sar, Thompson, Wemby. Second team, Harrison Sally, Deion York, Zach Edey, Frank Bauer, and Henrik Wahlgren. All rookie first team, Skylar Douglas, Saeed Makram, Norman Wilder, Noel Woodrow, and Dustin Miller. Second team, you got Lenny Moss, Anders Anderson is up there, okay. Darnell Vaughn, Leo Wright IV, and Garrison Robinson. And yes, the Rockets did win their final game. We are the 2 seed once again. So for the 3rd time, I believe, maybe the 4th time, as a franchise, the Rockets beat us out for the 1 seed. Both teams 55 and 27, but how did we end the year like that, man? So close. We lost to a last-second 3. That was the difference between us being the 1 and the 2. But still a valiant way to close the year. We made that big run that I was hoping that we could. And now we're in the playoffs as the hottest team, I believe, in the entire league based on those last couple of weeks. And our first round opponents is going to be the Utah Jazz. Are you kidding me? They're back after all these years. But now they're missing Andrew Lee. They still have Deion York, though, who is one of the best players in the league, by the way, at a 99 overall. They've got Othello Hunter, Trey Mann, Jed Howard, Ben Booker, Taylor Hendricks. Solid depth. We'll see what comes from this first round series. They got here by beating Phoenix in the 7-seed game. Phoenix moves on to play Houston. LAC against Memphis. Portland against OKC. Atlanta against Philly. Miami against the Wizards. Pistons and Blue Crabs. Knicks and Bulls. Those are your playoff matchups. Here were your final stats for us here on the season. 27, 7, and 5 for John Cobb. Shot the ball well the entire season. He was amazing once again. Kylan Moore, 27 and 12 essentially. Rebound numbers went up as the year went on. He shot very well. From 3, only 32%. Probably not going to go much higher for that for his career. Dennis, 19 and 7. Mullen, 13 points. Shot the ball at a crazy clip. He was awesome. Jalen Williams shot the ball very well. Hutchefino, 9 points, 4 assists, 45%, 37 downtown. Dylan Young really pulled his shooting up as the year progressed. But Sundin still at 37. We have proved that we can win with him in our starting five. I'm not going to be too concerned by that. So, those are your numbers right there. Advanced stats real quick for you. Our top EWA belongs to Kylan Moore, 20.4. Kava, 20.2. Pretty much the exact same, as you might expect. Dennis still third best on our team. In terms of league leaders, Anthony Edwards, of course, your league's top scorer by a wide margin. Top rebounder, Kylan Moore. Top passer, Dan George. Top defender on steals, Griffin Isley. Most blocks, Wemby. Most turnovers, Elijah Banks. Most fouls, Scoot Henderson. Top shooter, Yves Misi. Top three-point shooter, Dariq Whitehead at 47%. And top free throw maker, SGA. So there were how many players over 90%? I still got to work on that number, but probably got to jump the free throws down by like a lot. There were 50 players, 51 players at 90% or higher. I got to see real quick what it was in real life this past season. Yeah, so the real life number, guys, it's 5. 5 players shot 90% or higher this past year. There's 51 in this league. And this was not a thing probably 4 or 5 years ago. But I want to have to really tank the free throws down. Probably in simming and watching, quite a bit. Watching not quite as much, but for simming, for sure. That is absolutely ridiculous. In terms of advanced stats, though, top EWA belongs to Anthony Edwards by nearly 5 full wins. But Cobb and Moore, both top 10, but not quite as high as these players right here. Yeah, this season from Ant was absolutely insane. It's the highest scoring season of the franchise since he did it. We hit 36.9 back in the 26-27 season. Are you serious? Had 35 the year prior to that? What in God's name is going on? That is insane. SGA had 38.6 in our first season here in the franchise. Good God. But yeah, I think that will probably do it. I'll adjust the sliders between now and next episode, folks. But give your thoughts on who you think should make the rotation for us as we enter the playoffs. We know guys like Dennis, Cobb, Moore, and Mullen are going to be out there in our starting five. But how about Sundin and Williams and Young and Hutchefino and the bench guys, Trent and Mobley? Who deserves a shot? Who should be taken out? Who should be, have a minutes increase here in the playoffs? Give your feedback down below. And I guess we'll go from here. Year 9 playoffs on the way soon, guys. Thanks for watching as always. Please like the video, subscribe, and comment down below. And I'll see y'all in round 1 against the Utah Jazz. Have a good day.